Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Chapter 7, Project 4, which can be found on page 449 of your textbook. While I'm recording it, it has to be Friday, so we all know it's radio day. So if we're reading from the book, in a program, write a function that accepts three arguments, an array, the size of the array, and a number n. Assume that the array contains integers. The function should display all of the numbers in the array that are greater than the number n. So I'm going to type this out, sort of, just an outline in Notepad. I was going to handwrite it, but that wasn't going so well. So we're going to give this a whirl here. Some of the functions that you wrote already in the first two programs are going to be reused in this project here. So the three functions you need to worry about are input, which is going to allow the user to accept, well, first the function will accept the array and will be filled by user input. Note that it is 10 values and they can be positive or negative values. All right, that's important to know that I can set either one. In the next function is display. Again, we wrote this one, and so this one accepts the array and will display using a horizontal line all values with a space between. The final function, which is the new function, is find highest. This one accepts three parameters, one of which is the array. The second is the size of the array. And the third is going to be the value of n, which will be inputted by the user. So how will int main go? And then I'll describe a little bit more specific about find highest. So in int main, you should declare an array of size 10. At this point, you might also need to declare size or other things appropriate to the program. All right. You're going to call on input. Call on input, where you are going to ask the user to input the 10 values. We have done this before. This should not be new for us at this point. Then what you're going to do is you're going to prompt the user to input a value n. All right, and this is an integer value that you will test in your other function. Then I would like you to call on display and display the original array. This is, the original array that has been filled. And again, it should be in a horizontal line. Then what you're going to do is you're going to call on find highest. And what find highest does for us is, accepting the array, the size of the array, and the value of n, it will display, first off, it will test each value of the array, and if it's greater than the value of n, it will display it in a horizontal line, the display screen. So if my array has 10 values and 5 of them are greater than n, then I should be seeing 5 numbers displayed in a horizontal line describing that. Okay, you should include a prompt more or less stating values greater than n are, and then have a list of those values to follow. Also in your program, comments are more important than ever, since I can't see you every day, so you should make sure that you have your comments throughout. Test data is required, as always. Some of these I shouldn't have to tell you anymore, but I'm going to give you the reminder. Test data is required. So thinking about this project, I can take positive or negative numbers. So I have at least 3 sets of data that I will test this project with. So you're testing to see, are all of the values greater than n, and will they all display? Are none of the values greater than n, so none of them will display? Or is part of the array greater than n, and that piece of the array should be displayed? So you should be able to test all of that and show that in your test data. You also need to include, or I'm asking that you include, a loop to rerun your program. And that's just going to make it a lot easier, save me some compile time as I'm trying to test it, those 3 or 4 iterations for its value. All right, so it's important that you do that. Naming your project should include your initials, either your name or initials. You have the benefit of creating a longer file name than the CompSci1 kids do, so you could use your full name. It should also include the project number. Okay, you know the naming scheme, what's appropriate and what's not appropriate, so that I can see that. And so then what you'll do is you'll submit the project, the .cpp file, to the Canvas assignment that is specific to this project. All right. So I will create an assignment component that you can dump this project into. Now, when I grade it, you will get 3 chances for a final grade. In that, you should be looking for comments, okay, in the submission portion of the assignment. Okay, some of you might be familiar with that, some maybe not. You submit a project, I download it, I run it, and I can give you feedback in the Canvas assignment itself, and so you should be looking for that, all right, so that you know whether or not it is final. When it is final, okay, you will get a grade, and for the first time what's going to happen is each of those projects is going to appear in PowerSchool as a completed project. I used to just submit all of them at once, okay, and give you one overall chapter grade, but you are going to get an individual grade for each of your projects, okay? And so it's important that you pay attention to the comments. If you have technical problems or compile problems, those you can email me. Oftentimes I can if you give me either a snapshot of your build window or you copy and paste the error from the build window into the email, more times than not, I can direct you as to what I think is wrong without you submitting the project to me directly. And that should be our course of action. If I can't, and then I will prompt you back to submit the entire project through the email, the .cpp file, and I will see if I can troubleshoot it from there. You can certainly video it, send me the video or whatever. But as we try and figure out what works best, we're going to stumble a little bit along the way. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this project, let me know. It's pretty straightforward, I think. You know what I've expected for the last 2 years now in terms of some of the basics. And so good luck with that. And I will be in contact with you again soon. Have a great day.